Welcome to the Sunday morning simulcast with Rom Wills. Being fed up can bring change. And, you know what? The gentleman who said something about it, I neglected to write his name down. Shout yourself out in the comments of one of my videos, brother. Because you inspired this. And I sincerely apologize for not writing your name down. I get so busy. I need an assistant. Anyway, being fed up can bring change. And I'm going to tell you why it can bring change. Everybody got that thing they want to do. They tired of their job, or they don't like their job, or they don't like their weight. They don't like their relationships, right? They don't like any of this stuff. But they still go to it. They complain about their job, but they still go. They still get up and go. They still find a way to cope on it. Like they get up in the morning and be walking all slow, grumbling, talking about, I can't stand this job. Then they still going. Or they looking in the mirror and they be like, oh man, they got a little bit extra around the belly. But they still get that like Philly cheesesteak or something like that, or get all those heart clogging, blood vessel clogging foods and stuff and still eat it, right? And be getting seconds and whatnot, right? Shoot, or they in a relationship. Now they know this. They know this person don't give them enough time. Be fussing too much. Ain't talking about nothing. And worst of all, ain't satisfying them in the bedroom. Right? They know all this, right? But they stay in that relationship though. They stay in that relationship. We stay in bad neighborhoods. We know our neighbors trifling. We can afford someplace else, but you know what? We found a way to cope, right? We know our neighbors a little too loud upstairs. They're trifling with their ghetto ass selves. We know it, right? We got all these problems, all this stuff going around, but we stay there, right? But you know what? When the change will come, when you get fed up with it, when you get tired of it, right? That's when when you just say, you know what, I can't take this anymore. That's when you ready to leave the job. You can't stand, you know what, somebody might have to stop you from leaving the job that day because you're going to be like, you know what, I don't care. I'll just be broke or something. It's like, you got some place to live? No, not really. You might want to stay. But at that point, you're like, well, let me start looking for something else. Like, that's when you start in earnest. All of a sudden, you looking all over the place. It opens up, but it brings some change, right? You looking at your body or something. You like, I can't stand this. I don't like my health. Well, this got to be a day that you just get fed up with it. You get tired. And then that's when you like, you know what? I don't really need that second helping. And eating a dozen donuts a day really isn't helping me, right? Because you fed up with it. Or you've been in, especially in relationships, right? Especially in relationships, you just like, you know what? I can't stay in this person. I'm not going anywhere. You fed up. That's when you bring change. So I'm going to tell you what. Sometimes the best way to really change your life is you just got to get to that point where you just like, nah, this cannot go on. And in fact, it's at the lowest point, really, that the greatest change is possible. Because you got to, that's it, because some are snapping. People listening. And let me know in the comments of whatever platform you're listening to this podcast on. You ever just get to that point, you just like, you know what? I can't take this anymore. I'm going to change it. Like you ready to start right then. You ain't even going to be like, I want to change this. Okay, I'll sleep on it and I'll get started on Friday. Or let me look into some stuff, see if you be like ready right then. That's like sometimes when somebody just might walk off the job.'ve been on jobs. I remember I was on one job. I got a couple stories with it. I was on one job. This one young woman, she couldn't take it. She left at her break. Went out the wrong door, an alarm door and everything. She had to go. All right. I said on that same job, when I'm ready to go, I'm going to walk out the same way. But I just walked out the regular door. And I know another guy, he had a friend of his come to the workplace, claim that the dude's mother was, the worker's mom was sick or something like that, because he just couldn't take it. Other people, they, on different jobs, they just say, look, I can't take it. You ever get to that point, you just like, you know what, I ain't giving them 2 weeks notice. I'm giving them 2 minutes notice. I'll be like, bye. And just walk. They were like, look, I don't care. I'm not coming back. I ain't giving them any courtesy. But that's what happened. You just fed up. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because I'm going to tell you what, the only way I've seen people change their lives, like, I can honestly, I'm not saying it's never happened. I'm just saying from my personal experience, I've never seen someone just make a conscious, rational decision. Like the things are going well and they sit there rationally and they're sitting there and they contemplate and say, you know what, let me just change this up. Like just on a rational thing. They usually got to get fed up with it. Like, look, I'm tired of this. Even some stuff with, in my life. I can't even say even despite everything I want to do, sometimes I can get comfortable, right? But you just got to get tired of doing something, tired of putting over some crap, right? But it's good. And I'm going to tell you what, and this is for everybody, regardless of your spiritual path. That's what it's for. You are made, one way or the other, when you are made uncomfortable, that's a spiritual thing, even with sickness. That's a sign. That's a sign. When you get sick, a lot of sickness comes from just being stressed out. Right? It makes you, when you're stressed out, trust me, you are not as healthy. You're more susceptible to anything, any type of cold or catching something. That's why I like a lot of people who are generally happy all the time. And y'all can test this out. Y'all can look around and see this. People who are generally happy all the time, less stress, rarely get sick. I ain't saying they don't get sick, but not as much. You notice, like, whenever somebody get real sick or seem to be sick all the time, there's always a correlation between that and whatever's going on in their lives. But it's that stress. But they hadn't gotten fed up yet. Like, and if people know, have you noticed though, when you do get fed up and decide to make that change, it's almost like a weight is lifted from you. Have you noticed that? Think about it. Like all of a sudden, like you just had it, it's just like, wait, everything just makes sense now. Wow. I mean, you could have a raging headache, a migraine, then you make that choice, you fed up, you like, look, I ain't doing this anymore. All of a sudden, that headache goes away. All of a sudden, that cold gets better and stuff. All of a sudden, you get more energy. But it brings change because at that moment, you decided, boom, I'm not supposed to do this. Look, going through life is not supposed to be difficult. It really isn't. It is, but it's not supposed to be. People need to go, and people embrace that too much. Whenever you feel discomfort, dis-ease, something like that, stressed out, that is a sign that whatever you're doing ain't working, because whatever you're doing as you're going through life, you're supposed to have pleasure in every moment, even just relaxing. Your life is supposed to be pleasurable. That, when you really get into your life mission and what you're supposed to do, even if it seems hard to other people on the outside, it's still, you're supposed to get some joy from it. Going through life, that's the thing. No matter what you're doing, you get joy. If you're not getting joy from it, if you're really not getting joy from it, like overall joy, even during moments where, you might have to deal with a problem, if you're still not getting overall joy from something, how you going through life, that's an issue. So when you get fed up, you get tired of how things going, that's the time. That's the time you should pay attention and be like, look, this is no more, no mas. I can't do this, right? Then you're open for change. So I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to really consider that. That's the time when you can have that change. So anyway, that's it for now. Y'all have a great day. Keep rising and transforming.